Well, hello, colleagues and students. Today is Monday, January 10th, and I'm greeting from my office where I'm sitting here in awe that we're getting ready to start the spring semester. Kind of amazing to me that we're here in the midst of everything we've had to live through, but more importantly, with the boundless joy about this mission and work. So that means that we are back bold and safe here at Nevada State this spring, and just excited to be a part of that. I hope that many of you were able to either participate or to in the room or to watch the wonderful panel that we had this afternoon with a group of our students who we're calling the New Majority. And what was amazing about that was the diversity of their experiences, the truth that they brought, their deep gratitude for the faculty and staff and this institution itself that met them where they are. I'm going to be tweeting out some of my memorable quotes and experiences from that. What I would tell you is that they remind us each and every day why exemplary teaching is necessary, why support services have to rise up to meet them, why we are uniquely created to serve the student populations. Just four of them, but they were mighty in their voice. And I want to thank also Charles Buckner for serving as facilitators. But I learned so much from Tessa, from Brianna, from Fran, and certainly from Lorenzo. You all make me remember each and every day why we do this work. We could do a panel like this every week. I think we'd be galvanized every time we stepped into our spaces. So these students were telling us about who they are and who this new majority is. And that's been the intentional design for the inaugural activities of this week. It's really about this idea of reintroducing, reaffirming, dare I say, reclaiming our space in the higher education landscape in Nevada by simply offering the fact that we are the institution that will help Nevada do its work in helping to create pathways of agency and mobilization for all families. And we do that through some very simple ways: understanding who we serve, doing that exceptionally well, and then being very clear to constantly be thinking about how we rise up as an institution to support them. So today we heard from the who, those students. Tomorrow we are going to have a phenomenal lecture from Puna Mathur, who is going to come in and talk about the why, offering us, dare I say, the moral and social economic imperative of why this work is so essential at this moment. And then if I do it right on Wednesday, I'm going to be talking about the how and perhaps even the so what as a part of that. So I'm hopeful that you will participate, and this will leave you invigorated for the work that we're going to be doing as I talk about building the next great state university, which you'll hear more about that as well. I also want to give just a heartfelt moment of gratitude to all the people who make things happen behind the scenes. You'll see some chairs in the front, and you'll see me at a podium or others doing that, but there's a whole cast of folks who make this happen, from IT and facilities to special events, marketing, my own office, advancement. I just want to tell you thank you. There are often times when I stand in front of the group where I'm going to get the praise about how something went well, but I need you all to know that you're really the ones who make it happen, and I know that, and I see that, and I'm grateful to you. I'm able to do that because we have tremendous work that we're making in our internal community and external community of living up to our mission and actualizing each and every day why we do this work. So just last week I had several external meetings. I'll let you know, with Clark County Commissioner Justin Jones, Assemblywoman Danielle Monroe Moreno, Mayor March, City Councilman Dan Shaw, and Chief Strategy Officer Stephanie Garcia-Vaus from the city of Henderson. Wonderful opportunity to talk with them about some very specific issues about how Nevada State College can contribute to the narrative that the city of Henderson is a college town. So we're delighted to be a part of that conversation. And then I'm also wrapping up an interview with the Review Journal about I think it's a profile piece, and hopefully it'll be continue to offer some different insights into who I am, but also how I choose then to show up as a leader for this organization. Internally, I had my last meeting of my transition advisory committee. So grateful to them. They always brought, I'm just say they just brought it. Often offering me both in public and in private, collectively and individually, very poignant observations to help me transition into this organization more intentionally, gave me great insights. They were a beta group for me to oftentimes run new ideas by. So I want to thank them for the time. This was something added onto the work that they were already doing, and just grateful to them. And then, of course, to my phenomenal transition coordinator, Dr. Amber. Just so grateful to you for what you do each and every day, and this team of folks that we try to hustle together every once in a while to do the work that's important. The leadership team I also met with last week. Thank you all so much. We're going to be transitioning in the new year to some new terminology around using some traditional terms in higher education where teams are useful, but also what cabinet is, and we'll talk more about that in the near future. Some campus issues. I'm hopeful that many of you saw a communication from me last week where we welcomed, I share with you that we will be welcoming 4 Afghan families to our campus who are going to be using us as temporary housing as they are making their transition into this country. We are partnering with our governor's office, the county, and certainly lots of nonprofits in the area to help support these families who are coming into our communities, reshaping, redefining, starting all over again. And we get to be a part of their success narrative. And isn't that an exceptional opportunity for Nevada State College? Right now we're projecting to dedicate 7 units or 28 beds to these families, and we know that everyone hopefully will be moved in completely by early February, stay throughout the spring semester, and sometime by the end of the spring semester transition into their own permanent housing. We work with Clark County to secure federal dollars to allow these particular arrivees to have resettlement services and to do all types of great things by allowing us again to be a part of their story. So we look forward to having more information out about that soon. But I want to thank those of you, because I know some of you are reading my messages, and we're just grateful to your willingness to be supportive. We're going to be very thoughtful and deliberate. Remind you, we're not functioning as a social service agency. We're literally providing temporary housing. So we're going to work with the families to the extent that they feel comfortable making themselves available to us, and vice versa. It's an important part that we want to respect their narrative and their experiences. They're here, and recognize that they will hopefully be our new neighbors in the communities around us. So we're quite excited to be a part of their stories. The thing that I don't know about you, but I am so excited about the spring semester, hopefully seeing more students on campus, navigating what is an incredibly challenging moment for lots of us as we watch the Omicron variant have its way in many different spaces. But I was talking with someone just the other day, and it dawned on me as I spoke with them that we are seeing, certainly we're being affected as an institution in lots of different ways, but there were some great decisions early on that helped us be more effective in this space. Right now, about 95% of our employees are vaccinated. What we know of right now, about 80% of our students have been vaccinated. And as a result of that, I would offer to you that we're one of the safest places that you could be. And we're very excited about the fact that we get to live our mission in these moments. Yes, there's no doubt that there will be breakthrough cases, no doubt that there'll be moments when we're going to be impacted by those around us who are experiencing some significant continuity of operation challenges, but we're being planful. We're watching the metrics here. We're being very deliberate to be able to identify what the operational impacts are, trying to be better along the way about communication. But here's a part where I thought about you all this morning as I did my drive in, and we're talking, listening to a radio station, talk about COVID. And I got in the office, had a conversation with one of our colleagues, and I said, I keep thinking about this phrase that we heard President Kennedy say back in the day, that ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And I think a lot about that now in this COVID moment, how all of us, this idea of mutuality, being this together, is important right now. If you have opportunity to make good decisions for you and your family, please do so. That means being thoughtful about the face coverings that you wear, being intentional about when you go and come, being thoughtful about, should I plan that travel excursion that I was thinking about right now, and thinking about what that means if you bring it back on campus. Being very intentional about your own office spaces and how you treat each other. Because here's the thing, the college is going to show up for you. We're going to do what we can do. We're going to have all of the protective measures that the CDC and the Department of Education and others tell us that we should have. But I need you now to be a part of that solution as well. If you're sick, stay at home. Follow the protocols that have been placed, we've articulated to help you do that. In your offices, practice good public health measures. Be very deliberate because the only way that we get to control what happens with us in this pandemic that is now, as I heard our chancellor mention, becoming an endemic. This is something, a perpetual state that we're going to be living with for a while. So therefore, just like we've had to master multiple spaces and places around many illnesses and conditions and diseases, it's an opportunity for us to exercise that same level of responsibility now. And I'm working on that with my own family, working on that with my own work environment. And I encourage you, and I want to be a partner with you in doing the same thing. I'm looking forward to spring, y'all. And it's 62 degrees today, as a matter of fact. Come on. I'm enjoying that. Hope you all have a good one. I look forward to seeing you this week at different events, and take care and be well.